What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you being a subscriber. And if you are not, please subscribe. And if you're listening to this on YouTube while you're at it, hit that like button. It's like walking into the room, hitting that light switch. We just want to go ahead and brighten up the place. Let's get into this conversation. It's kind of ironic because I recently did a conversation where I discussed an Instagram post that Derrick Jackson did dedicating his few minutes to write how much he appreciates the mother of his children, who was also, I believe, at that point in time, and even to this moment, I believe they're still married. I don't believe that they are divorced, but it has been exposed on several occasions that Derrick Jackson, the self-proclaimed relationship guru, telling women how to check their man, what not to tolerate, not what to put up with, and you deserve better and know who you are, you're a queen, whatever. I'm assuming those are some of the types of things he said because I never listened to him. I'm not into any type of stuff like that, to be honest with you guys, but I found it funny, and not in a humorous way, but just I found it weird that he would do this Instagram post to her, just saying how much he really appreciates all the things that she has withstood being a mother to their children, and what I felt about it. And at the time, and I still do, I believed that he did that because it is his way of trying to get back into the swing of things when it comes to his career that he created, being this relationship guru, right? And I don't know how things are going for him right now. I can't see his bank statements, can't see his bank account, don't follow him on social media, so I don't know, what he's doing to make money these days. I'm assuming the content that he already had on YouTube is still making him money if people are still watching his stuff. And there always will be women, and maybe even some men, who will still support you in spite of how devious and dirty you are. I mean, Martell Holt is a great example of that, right? But I digress. Danaia Jackson, I also previously did a conversation about her because she did this video where she was pretty much cursing. And when I say cursing, I mean putting hexes on people, not cursing people out, calling them MFers and you F and Bs and you a-holes and whatever. She wasn't cussing people out. She was legitimately cursing people who had her and her husband's names in their mouths. And I turned around and said, yeah, you can't curse people. That stuff is going to turn right back around on you. And not long after that, he was exposed again, being unfaithful on camera with another chick. I believe it was in Miami. Tasha K, she exposed that. So, and she exposed it again because she's exposed him before, all right? So now Danaia Jackson, which her infamous bonnet video where she said she had on when she had on the hair bonnet, she called it the helmet of salvation, and the other stuff she was talking about, I don't know. That went viral. People were tripping off of that, making fun of it, whatever, because it was comical, right? I feel that a lot of the things that she has done has been making a mockery of God. She may not see it that way, but in my personal opinion, I believe that she definitely has. And because a lot of it is based in delusion. It's not real. It's not practical. I do believe that there is spirituality and there is a spiritual hemisphere that is above the natural. I do believe that, but I believe that a lot of people make it more spooky and weird than it actually really is, But anyway, not going off on a tangent or going off topic, what I wanted to talk about is this. I did listen to the first part of the interview that she did with the Dear Future Wifey podcast. Never heard of him before either, first time. So it's, it was a good interview, but this is what I'm going to say about this. I'm not going to dive into everything that she spoke about. I'm sure there are people who are breaking the interview down. And hey, I may come back and just expound on it a little bit more, maybe just speaking about a few different things that I picked up on. But right now, this is what I want to say with regards to the interview that she did, the image that she is now portraying to the public where she's cleaned herself up. She's a beautiful woman. I never thought that she was unattractive, but I'm sure that she's felt unattractive because of how her husband has been treating her. But here's the thing, guys, and this is what I want to ask. These are my questions, and you can let me know your questions or what you think in the comment section about this new route that she's taking. Of not looking homely, not looking like your hair's all over the place, no makeup. Not saying you have to wear makeup every time you get on social media. I don't. I think makeup is beautiful, but I just don't feel like putting all that crap all over my face all the time. So for me, and also myself being a licensed esthetician who does lashes, brows, and skincare, I'm all about great skincare. Yeah, I'll have my lashes done sometimes, and definitely, my brows, but putting on all that extra stuff, and maybe some lipstick, a lip color. But other than that, So I'm not even saying that you have to be made up and filtered down to the ground every time you get on social media. But now, if you go to her social media, she's looking spiffy. She's cleaned herself up. She's wearing makeup. She's got her hair done. She's dressing herself up as she should. She has the right to do that. But here's my thing, and here's my questions. I'm not buying what she, or in my opinion, what her husband, because he still is her husband, is selling. Because not long after her husband was exposed for being promiscuous and sleeping around with anyone that gave him the opportunity to do it, she had an infidelity survival course or something like that. Or it was supposed to be like either a digital course, or it was going to be her mentoring or coaching women on how to deal with infidelity in their marriages. What the hell? What? First of all, she's not in a position, in my personal opinion, to teach anyone anything with regards to relationships or marriages, period. I don't care how long she's been married. I don't care how much stuff she's gone through in her marriage. I just do not believe and agree with her being out here trying to promote what she has gone through that I'm sure has been painful, and then try to profit off of it when you are not in a position to teach anyone anything with regards to relationships. If you listen to the interview, this girl, she never should have married him. She never should have married him. It's clear that he married her because he felt stuck, he felt trapped, and he did not want to lose access to his children. And also because this was probably some in-house P word, you know what I'm talking about, that he could just screw anytime he felt like it because he was married to her, but he definitely wanted more and wanted a variety, that he just would go ahead and tie her down. And someone who has a weak mindset that he could manipulate and control. Yeah, you may have to hear the nagging every now and then. You may have to see the tears. You may have to deal with her fussing or the silent treatment or her leaving for a moment but coming back. But it's worth it in the long run for him. So based on these things, she shared so much. Like, she knew what she was getting into, but she continued to move forward in it. This is this type of stuff that really pisses me off when it comes to people who make themselves into a business. They make themselves into a business. Derrick made himself into a business. And now I feel that she's trying to make herself into a business and going to try to profit off of it. I don't believe that she has the right to do that. yeah, we live in a free society. It's a capitalist society. You can do whatever you want to do to try to make money as long as it's legal, right? And this isn't illegal, but I believe that it is immoral and unethical. I don't believe that she should be trying to sell anyone anything with regards to relationships. Sure, tell your story. Tell your story all day long, like in what she's doing right now in this interview, which I don't believe. Well, I don't know. I don't know if he pays people to do interviews or not, so I'm not even going to go there. But I'm saying if someone wanted to pay her to interview her just to share her story, yeah, do that. If you want to write a book just to share your story, do that. But in terms of you trying to teach people or train people in the arena of relationships, you are unqualified. Period. And definitely he is unqualified. But here's the questions and what I'm thinking. I could be wrong, but you guys can let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section. I go back to the video that when Tasha K exposed him for cheating, when she did the interviews with those two chicks that came out and said what was going down between them and Derrick. And he did this video where he was sitting next to her, where she was wearing the bonnet and no makeup and the black shirt. And I think she had on camel pants, and she just looked very homely. And a lot of people didn't even know that he was even married, let alone if you're married to someone that looks like that. And you're always trying to showcase your body. In my personal opinion, I don't feel he's attractive, but that's me. I guess a lot of people must have thought he was attractive, but I'm just saying. I believe, I go back to that video, that they still are connected. Even though he said he filed for divorce and it's not working out, how are we to know that all of this that she is doing right now isn't a plot and a ploy and a plan and a scheme that Todd set up to come at us with the BS? But I'm saying, I believe that because his name has been burnt in the industry of being a relationship guru and his credibility is 100% gone, I believe that he is still in the shadows and he's using her to profit. So I believe that this is an avenue that they are going in together. In my personal opinion, I believe this is an avenue that they're going in together because she could play on the sympathies of the public and, clean herself up and dress herself up and get people to rally behind her to say, oh, girl, we're sorry you went through all of that. You've been through so much. What are you putting out there? We want to support you. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. And so I believe that she and Derrick are still together 100%. I really do. I don't believe, even though he said he filed for divorce and put that out there on social media, I don't believe him. And I'm not even saying that he didn't file because I don't have any paperwork. I didn't look for any paperwork to see if it's real or not. But I believe that all of it is really what they are doing together to benefit and to profit and to prosper, because they've already built up a lifestyle that they've become accustomed to. I don't know, even though she said that they met each other in college, I don't know what legitimate skills that they really have to make money at this point, besides doing whatever they do on social media and getting people to buy it. Because after he was exposed for cheating, he tried to do some things. I think it was something about making relationship cards where it was a card game that couples could buy so that they could play games with each other too. And that's nothing new. That stuff is already out there. But I'm saying I don't know how well that went for him. I don't know how much money he made from that. I believe that this is a plot and a ploy. And because she's so used to being with him, if you listen to the interview, she's been through a lot of trauma in her life. And I believe that it's just not that easy for her to just be done with him, even though he said that he filed for divorce. So I'm saying, based on a number of things, I'm not even speaking about everything because I don't have that type of time, but just based on the things that I have seen and the evidence that has been presented to the public. And if you just listen to this interview, honestly, the guy, no disrespect to the podcaster, but it didn't even sound like a serious interview to me because he was laughing at almost everything that she was saying. And yeah, she was laughing along with him, but I was listening to it and I was like, this is not funny. There's nothing funny about this. It is not hilarious. It's not comical. It's not amusing. This is not funny. And so maybe that's his response, because there are some people that have this, it's like a tick, that when people tell them something serious, their response is to laugh. So that is a real thing, but I don't think that was a situation in this interview. And maybe he was just trying to not make her cry or make her feel bad. So he wanted to try to keep it lighthearted, so he would just laugh to keep her spirits lifted. I don't know. But honestly, I don't feel that that was appropriate. It's just my personal opinion, just being beautifully honest about it. But I do believe that she and Derrick are still connected. I do believe that there's nothing that she is doing right now that isn't orchestrated or he has a hand in it. I believe that this is like, babe, we got these kids, we got this life, if we split up, I can't pay you alimony. I ain't got it like that. I'm just saying, I believe that this is something that they are doing together. He may not be sitting next to her on that yellow couch or love seat or whatever it's called with her like he was in that video where she was sitting there next to him after he came out and said his spiel about being, with other people after he was exposed by Tasha K. So yeah, he may not be sitting on that couch with her, but he can't right now. I believe that this is what they are doing together. I don't believe that this is by chance. I believe that they are all in this together to spruce up and fix the image and make herself, more presentable to the public and to share her story. But he's in the background benefiting. It's like, okay, I was in the front all these years and you was in the background and nobody even really knew about you for the most part. So now I'll take the background, I'll take the back seat, and I'll put you up front. You've become more comfortable by doing these videos on your Instagram and speaking to the public. So now let's make you the person who is in the front and speaking to the women versus it being me. I could be wrong. I'm not saying that it's a fact. What I am saying is that's what I believe is going on, and I'm just sharing my honest opinion about it. So I'm not buying what they're selling. They're not in a position to sell anyone anything with regards to relationships. Yeah, share your story. Anybody has the right to do that. Any person can write about their life story, their life experiences, and people can just read about it. But in terms of you trying to help people, doing courses, coaching, mentoring, all that other bullcrap that a lot of people are doing now because it's an easy grift. If you can play on the emotions of people to get them to buy into what you're selling, then yeah. But I'm just tired of people doing stuff like this when it comes to these relationships, especially. Get some real skills. Like, why couldn't Derrick go and be an engineer or, do something like that? Why do people want to go about things this way to make money? There's so many career fields that you can get into. Go and get a freaking trade. Go to trade school, get a trade, go out here and make money legitimately and stop trying to grift the public and play on the emotions of people to get them to spend their money on you or with you. I'm tired of seeing it. I am so over people doing stuff like this, especially when it comes to relationships, right? Especially when it comes to people using God. Oh my Lord, when it comes to people doing that. And we know she's this heavy duty, what she calls herself, a Christian. I call it, she's kind of like a crazy chin, not so much a Christian, because a lot of the stuff that she's been doing and putting out there, it just makes her look crazy. It doesn't make her look Christ-like. But that's my personal opinion. But I'm tired of people using relationships, using marriage, using God to grift the public, to get people to spend their money with them, when you can just go and get a real trade, go and get a real degree, go and get a real license to practice whatever, and do a real, do something in a real career field versus becoming social media famous and grifting the public. I'm tired of seeing it. It will it will continue to happen by many people, but I just wanted to talk about this because I'm just so over it. Because, she knew he was cheating up until the day that they got married, and she still moved forward and married him. And of course, it wasn't going to stop. So he's never been faithful, ever. It wasn't even a thing of he got social media famous, got a large following, started having events, women started getting close to him, and he fell for the temptation and they wanted it or whatever. Not saying that that's cool either. It's always wrong. But I just believe that they never should have gotten married. He never should have been out here grifting the public on social media and just out here doing the most. And then when it all comes crashing down, now you want to try to flip it and make it into something different. But basically, you're doing the same thing, which is trying to pull the wool over the eyes of the public and grift them and make your money to live this lifestyle that you've become accustomed to, period. So I just wanted to talk about that. I may talk about the interview a little bit more, but let me know your thoughts about what I shared. Do you believe that Danaia and Derrick are done with each other? Or do you believe, like I do, that they're still involved and that this is just another narrative that they're spinning and another ploy to grift the public? It's chapter 2. This time, Derrick's going to be in the background and she's going to be in the foreground. Those are just my thoughts, views, and opinions, guys. And just being beautifully honest, I'm Beth. And let me know what you think in the comment section. I appreciate you liking and subscribing. So until the next time, as always, I just wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.